I'll jump on a little bit further. I think from when Andy was 12, when Jamie was 12, he played a lot of under 12 Tennis Europe events. He was runner-up in the 12 and under Orange Bowl. The following year, Andy went to the Orange Bowl. He managed to win the Orange Bowl. And I think it was at that point that I realised that for me, going to America to do the Orange Bowl and everything was just like a great big adventure. It wasn't just me with them. There was a number of kids there. There was some girls as well. But it was a big adventure. But when he won the Orange Bowl, that was when I started to get a little bit, oh my God, I have no idea what to do next. Because it's actually, I think it's easy developing kids up to 12, maybe even 13. But after that, it's like, oh, they're actually quite good. What do I have to do? And realising that you have no experience and nobody to ask in your own country, certainly not in Scotland, of what to do. And from that point for me, it became very much about that each time that I was travelling overseas, to speak to as many coaches as I could, to video some of their warm-ups or their sessions, to video matches, to analyse things, to read as much as I could on the internet, to speak to people and to learn from as many people as I could who were a lot more experienced than me. And then it's up to you to really try and decide who it is that you want to listen to. But at under 12, when he was very good under 12, I went to look at what are the best 14 under coaches doing, what are the best 14 under players doing, and going, right, okay, for the next 2 years we need to focus on this and this. And when he was 14 and a half, he came back from European Team Championships under 16 in Andorra, and Britain had played Spain in the final, and Spain had won 2-1, and Andy had gone off after the match to play racquetball with Rafa. And he came on the phone afterwards from his room, which was very unusual for him to call home. So I picked up the phone, I went, what's the matter? And he said, I've just been playing racquetball with Rafa, and you know what, he doesn't go to school, he lives in Mallorca, he plays on clay outside all year round, and he trains with Carlos Moya, who was the world #1 at the time. And have I got to play with you and my brother at the university, and I want to go to Spain. And so I was holding the phone out like this, and I was very happy because I knew that we were running out of options for him. I knew that he had to go somewhere else because he was becoming a very big fish in a very small British pond. And that's a dangerous place to be, because you can end up protecting what you have. You're the one that everybody wants to beat. It can lead to a lot of nastiness, and but it's not a good environment to be in. You want to be somewhere where you can be a small fish. So when Rafa suggested to him that he go to train in Barcelona, somewhere where there's a zillion players, a zillion tournaments, lots of academies, he said, I want to go to Barcelona. So we went, this was in February, we went to Easter to look at a few places. He chose the Sanchez Casal Academy. He started there in the September. The challenge then became finding the money to make it happen. He probably needed about £30,000, which we didn't have, and was more than I was earning at the time. So that was the start of a hugely stressful financial period for me, probably 3 or 4 years of really living hand to mouth, borrowing money and never knowing if you were going to be able to pay it back. And then after when Jamie was 17, he left school, and I thought he was going to go to American University, and then he decided that he wanted to be a tennis player as well, and that he wanted to go and train somewhere. I had to go through the whole thing again. But I have 2 children who are completely different, and what that made me realise when they were younger and developing their skills, that they grew up in the same house, they have the same parents, they're 15 months apart, the same tennis club. One's right-handed and an aggressive baseline scrapper, amazing athlete. And the other one is left-handed. All his skills are around the net and overhead. Good athlete, but not in the same way as Andy, not as fast. But if Jamie had been born in grass court era, I think he would have been very successful, because he's serve and volley, great hand skills. But he needed a completely different type of training environment from Andy. It wasn't as simple as, right, go to Sanchez as well, because no chance you're going to hone all those net skills on clay in a Spanish environment. So he went to France, and and then there was even more pressure of trying to find the backing to make it happen for both of them. So no 2 players are the same. and you have to look at what's in front of you, what is the skill set, what's the personality, what's the physicality, and try and manage that towards the game style that you think is going to suit them most. So that is a big challenge for you as a coach, to not train everybody in exactly the same way.